Never have I witnessed such a strange case like this in my whole life. From the beginning, when I was told about the incident with the door and heard about Mr. Hyde, I knew there was something dark behind him and his actions. What I did not imagine at all was that someone as responsible and self-conscious as Jekyll would be involved in such a monstrous situation. I have always been aware that we are made of evil and goodness, but it is so strange to believe that Jekyll and Hyde are its representations that I am still amazed and terrified over his experiments and its results. Lyon's letter was clear. Mr. Hyde drank the glass with the mixture from Jekyll's lab, and after a few seconds, his whole body and voice changed and he became Dr. Jekyll. It was hard to believe and accept that he was involved in the recent atrocities as the infamous Hyde, and that night I could not sleep. The following morning, I was awakened by the postman who had a package for me. I was shocked. The package had been sent by Jekyll. Doubtless, I unwrapped it. There was no letter or note, just a CD inside. I took it and I hurried to put it into my laptop. While it was starting up, I anxiously wished it were a hint about Jekyll's whereabouts. Suddenly, a sick and wasted Henry Jekyll was shown on my screen, and all I could do was stare at him and listen to what he was about to say.
Good morning, Addison, my dear friend. I decided to record a video to give you the explanations that you, more than anyone, very much deserve. I have always been keen on science, and what I was expecting from the very beginning was to make an invention, a revolutionary change in science, led just by myself and my knowledge. Unfortunately, my wishes and my ambition led me to this irreversible situation, which no one, not even myself, can put an end to. I spent the last years reflecting upon human beings and our own identities. I thought about how we are made to believe that we are the whole set of characteristics that make us be who we are, and I concluded that is partially true. But it's also possible to recognize two sides in every human being, their moral and their evil nature. I wanted them to be apart from each other. My desire was to allow myself to fully enjoy both of my identities. That is how my experiments began. Though I knew I risked death, my ambition and temptation of such a unique discovery finally led me to put this theory into practice. I compounded the elements, boiled them, and when the potion was completed, I drank it. Then a strange feeling of horror ran through my entire body, as if I were to die or to be born again. Slowly, this sensation started to cease, and I noticed something strange in my sensations. I felt younger, happier, and my thoughts were incredibly new. When I saw myself, I had an emblem of deformity, but I did not feel repugnance. In fact, I welcomed my new self. I had found the antidote that encouraged me to fulfill my most repulsive and horrendous desires. Edward Hyde had become my worst side, and ironically, he made me feel alive.
To be sincere, at the very beginning I had no intention to stop him. I only needed a cup of my powerful potion, and I was able to conquer my expeditions, finding safety at the end of the night in Dr. Jekyll's body. But after 2 months, Hyde began to take advantage of this situation, and the potion started to fail. He had the control, and even though I drank the potion before I went to bed, I woke up like Edward Hyde. His indifference for life and humans helped me to notice that I had to stop this investigation as soon as possible. Unluckily, I could not stop Hyde. I'm afraid he's going to destroy me. My life is at risk, but I'm careless if Mr. Hyde will die after this, because this is the last short time Jekyll can think his own thoughts. Utterson, I decided to bring the life of Henry Jekyll to an end. I'm using the last remaining of my own consciousness to do so. And if you wonder about Hyde's fate, I cannot assure whether he will die or I will set him free with my actions. However, I'm careless about him. This moment of me reaching death is only mine. I do not expect you to understand, but I do expect you to listen to my confession. Farewell, my dearest and loyal friend. The screen turned black, and Jekyll's face and voice disappeared. Each piece was fitting in its right place, one by one. Somehow, I feel relieved because I could see through Jekyll's eyes that he could no longer fight against his creation. It was gone as well as he was. I took the CD out of my laptop and looked at it for a few seconds, reflecting upon the pitiful path that my friend had chosen. I was not sure if one day I would understand or accept it. Nevertheless, I did not blame him. Jekyll was a man of science after all. I certainly was someone who truly appreciated the human being he was, so I planned to tell the world about his marvelous work as a doctor and how far he dared to go into men's minds to understand it all. Of course, I would omit some details that belonged to me and Jekyll. Could it be an impulsive decision? Time will tell. Immediately, I put the CD in my desk drawer and promised my old friend that nothing had been in vain.